We get back from the break, man. More sports talk with Hot Sauce, Texas Pete Hot Sauce. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show, Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Every Friday at 4:40, Dukes and Bell check in with Hawks CEO Steve Koonin.
The kids call him Puffy K.
What the hell's wrong with the two of you?
An inside look at our Atlanta Hawks.
As only the game can give it to you.
It's not your typical interview because Steve is not your typical CEO.
I tuned in yesterday, and y'all were talking about what job you'd like to have, and Arthur's ready to fire all of us down there. You know you're on the radio. People actually listen.
Catch it up with Koonin Fridays at 4:40.
Presented by Kumho Tire. Kumho Tire, the official tire of the Atlanta Hawks.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Daddy, where do babies come from?
Honey?
Mommy went to the store.
Oh, well, you see, there's a mommy and a daddy, right?
Right.
And see, when they call Geico, they could save a bunch of money on car insurance.
Oh, really? And that makes them happy?
Yes, that makes them very happy.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we could have this talk, sunshine.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
Looks like some cable and phone companies are trying to sell home security. But when a burglar sees one of their signs in the front yard, what does it say? Oh, wow, this home has 599 channels. Or, oh, these guys have high-speed internet. But the ADT sign, it says, this family trusts the company whose name means security. So beat it. It's no wonder 5 times more people choose ADT to protect their homes.
Learn more at ADT.com and to see licensing and terms and conditions.
Are your data limits limiting your human potential?
Dreams buffering.
Do slow networks make your soul feel sluggish?
Megabyte molasses.
With Simple Mobile, you get truly unlimited high-speed data for just $50 a month.
Bucks meaning dollars, not dear.
If you want better wireless, the answer is simple.
Simple Mobile.
Available at Best Buy, Dollar General, Walgreens, and other national retailers. Video typically streams at DVD quality. A month equals 30 days. Please refer always to the latest terms and conditions of service at simplemobile.com.
When I need to plan a getaway everyone will love, I don't just want a vacation. I want the best vacation ever. Thankfully, I found Pigeon Forge. They've got amazing views of the Great Smoky Mountains, plus Dollywood and family-friendly attractions like go-karts, water slides, interactive museums, a big wheel, coasters, a trampoline park, exciting shows, and plenty of places to unwind at night. The best part is, we all have a blast, and I get credit for the best vacation ever.
Plan your vacation today at mypigeonforge.com.
Hurry into Old Navy today. It's your last chance to get jeans for the whole family on sale. Just $15 for adults, $12 for kids. Plus, redeem your Super Cash right now to save even more at Old Navy and OldNavy.com. Super Cash valid 6/3 to 6/11. Jeans valid 6/3 to 6/4. Select styles only.
Progressive brings you Flowetry with Flow.
When Flo flows, she flows in the know. Mind ruminates the rates. Shown them all, I heed the call. Seeing the rest, I choose the best. Sometimes it's ours, sometimes it's not. When the fox walks, is it called a fox trot? That's a real question.
Compare Progressive direct rates with competitors' rates. Visit Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
The verdict is in. Tuesday's new hit drama is Bull.
Here comes the fun part.
He's not a lawyer.
It's not enough to tell the truth. You have to tell the truth effectively.
He's a jury consultant.
I change juries' minds for a living.
Critics say Michael Weatherly is charismatic.
I'm a big fan.
Witty and hilarious.
It's great to be me, isn't it?
It's a bullseye.
I'll see you in court. I'm looking forward to it.
Michael Weatherly is Bull. CBS Tuesday or stream it live or on demand. CBS Sunday.
This is our Secretary of State.
We're gonna make history.
Madam Secretary is a diplomat.
You must respect our process.
Let me lay out our process. You're gonna open your gates or we're gonna break them down.
A visionary.
It's only impossible if we fail to try. We need to take a stand.
And a patriot.
Mr. President, you need to win. You're gonna need me as your Secretary of State.
Taya Leone is Madam Secretary.
Let's change the world.
CBS Sunday or stream it live or on demand.
CBS Mondays start the week off big with big laughs on Man with a Plan.
I feel giddy.
Comedy star Matt LeBlanc.
So what's the plan, Chief?
Well, first, keep calling me Chief. I like that.
Discovers it ain't easy being dad.
Remember those Taken movies? That's what happens when you give your daughter freedom. 1, 2, 3 times they get taken.
Get in on the fun.
I can't help it if people are drawn to me.
It's been easy for you, hasn't it?
It's been a good run, yeah.
The hit comedy Man with a Plan. CBS Monday or stream it live or on demand.
Your weekly horoscope. Libra, this week your best bet is to stick to what you know. Scorpio, use your unexpected time wisely, like trying to solve those problems that have been stressing you out. Sagittarius, disagreements aren't always bad. A differing opinion may get you out of a jam this week. Capricorn, finances on your mind this week. It may be time to check out your future goals. Aquarius, this week romance heats up. That special someone may get a little closer. And Pisces, don't let what the group thinks influence what you think. Your options deserve your own decisions. The rest of your horoscopes are coming up soon, right here.
And now, Sports Radio 92.9 The Game, Haviland Express Loop Sports Flash. For specials and more, go to HavilandSportsFlash.com.
I'm Justin Baker. To the Diamond, where the Braves had an off day Thursday for the first time in 3 weeks. And tonight, the team opens up a 3-game road series against the Reds. It seems as if Thursday's rest has paid off and helped the team. Currently at Great American Ballpark, Atlanta leads 2-0. That game in the top half of the 6th. Dansby Swanson hit a solo home run in the top half of the 5th inning. And Mike Fultonevich is dealing, only allowing 1 hit through his first 5 innings of work. In soccer, Atlanta United back on the road this weekend. They'll face Vancouver tomorrow night. Team captain Michael Parkhurst said that the Five Stripes respect the challenge of facing the Whitecaps.
Their wingers are quick, dynamic. They're a tough team. They've got a very good goalkeeper, 2 strong, big center backs. So, it's going to be another tough one, and we're going to have to bring our A game in order to get 3 points.
And Atlanta United striker Joseph Martinez traveled with the team and could return to the lineup after being out more than a month for the quad injury. Friday, the Atlanta Hawks formally introduced Travis Schlenk as the team's new general manager. Schlenk comes to Atlanta from Golden State, where he spent the last 12 years. Schlenk's former team took care of business in Game 1 of the NBA Finals as Golden State beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 113-91. Game 2 is Sunday at Oracle Arena. With updates every 20 minutes, I'm Justin Baker from the Kia Studios on your home of Saturday's Atlanta United match against Vancouver. Kick at 5:30. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Atlanta Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. After less than a thrilling playoff series, the NBA draft is full of hot picks.
Yeah, we have the first pick in the second round.
You're going to get a stud there.
Join us June 22nd as we broadcast live from the College Football Hall of Fame from 7 to 11 p.m. The Hawks play here.
If you actually hit on one that's...
My guy.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. Let's get it popping again. Hit me up on the Solomon Brothers Diamond text line, 404-741-0929. We'll read more of those messages here in a second, as well as take some phone calls. One thing, we were mentioning that Malik Zaire story and him trying to transfer to the University of Florida. There's a lot of prominent transfers that are going to happen or that have already happened this offseason in college football. So you may remember Will Greer. Speaking of Florida, Will Greer was a kid that burst on the scene. I think it was Trayon Harris was the name of the kid that he was battling for the starting quarterback position at the University of Florida. And they benched Trayon Harris and they brought Will Greer in, and he had like a fantastic game his first time out, first couple of games out. He's actually transferred to West Virginia. Kendall Shelford is going to be playing for Ohio State this year. This is a kid that played for Nick Saban at Alabama for a year. Adonis Thomas is another kid from Alabama that's going to play for the Florida State Seminoles this year. Big linebacker, 6'3", 230 pounds. So you see this type of stuff all over the place every year. There's transfers and there's guys that can make an immediate impact. This thing with Bill Snyder really bothers me, man. And I'm going to move on from it in a second. But it really bothers me because if you remember the Two Live Stews, one of my signature rants or issues that I have with sports, man, is the pimping of these college football players. There's no other way to say it. There's no other way to say it. The pimping of these college football players. I just think that it's so disgusting that these college football programs make millions. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars. I believe when I was riding up here today, I heard the guys before me say that the University of Georgia made $124 million last year. And they were like one of the bottom-ranked teams in the SEC as far as profit. So you can imagine what teams like Florida State and Alabama, I mean, hell, they paid Nick Saban $20 million. College football is $1 billion a year business. The rules are so antiquated. A lot of these rules that they follow and they adhere to today were rules that they were using 100 years ago. The NCAA has been around 100 years, but the rules and how they look at the game hasn't changed. 100 years ago, a kid in Rome, Georgia, my man Mike from Lost Mountain's hometown now, a kid from Rome, Georgia, you know, if you give that kid a college scholarship, a free room and board, and give his parents a cow, he probably good to go. He Gucci. But 100 years later, when your program is making $124 million, my agent always says, we just want a little taste. Just give us a little taste. Get these kids a little taste. And then you got situations like this with Bill Snyder trying to restrict this guy forcibly from transferring. He can go or do anything he wants. Urban Meyer did it when he left Florida to go Ohio State. A quick example. These coaches can up and go anytime they want. This kid wants to leave for whatever reason it is. He gives Bill Snyder and Kansas State 35 options to sign off on, and they turn them all down? GTFOH. I mean, that's crazy. I'm good with the acronym, right?
Oh, yeah, you go with that. Yeah, because we don't know unless we know.
Everybody
yeah, so
don't know what GTFOH.
GTFOH.
Right. Get the heck out of here. I don't know.
Yeah, just get out of here.
But it really bothers me, man. It really bothers me, and I really do believe, and we're going to jump back to the calls here in a second. I really do believe, man, at some point where these kids can really get a taste, as my agent says, at some time when these kids actually really get a taste of this money being made in college athletics. Now, don't get it twisted. I love college football. College football is my number one sport. Number one, ahead of the NFL, ahead of the NBA, ahead of boxing. But I just hate how they do college athletes, college football players in general. And I know there's a lot of arguments. Well, they get a free education. How would you divvy up the money between the different sports, this, that, and the other? Let's be real.
You know, they just voted against that bill to, I think, change the liquor licensing or something like that with the SEC, and I'm glad they did that because that would have fed your argument being like, hey, now you guys are selling alcohol, you guys can find a way to pay that way too.
It's all about making cash.
Making that dollar, man.
It's all about different revenue streams. Okay, and I know these kids get a free education. A lot of people would never be able to go to college if not for college athletics and college scholarships. I get that. But it's just so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Everybody eating, and these kids are struggling. I was a college athlete. On Friday afternoon, if you stayed in the dorm and, you didn't go home, you're trying to find something to eat. You can't work. You can't get a job like everybody else, all the other students on campus. So I just think it's an unfair thing, man. And when it changes, and it is going to change at some point, you're hearing a lot of rumbling about that over the last couple of years. 20 years from now, when that's the norm, when these kids get a taste, we're going to look back and say, how did they go 100 years and not pay these kids what they're worth? And we can figure out a way to do it. We can figure out a way to put a man on the moon, allegedly. If we can put a man on the moon, we can figure out a way to take care of these kids in college athletics. 404-741-0929. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. A couple other news and notes from college football. Let's stay right here in Georgia. Former Georgia Tech star wide receiver Calvin Johnson is among the 75 players and 6 FBS coaches on the 2018 College Football Hall of Fame ballot, announced on Thursday. Johnson, the 2006 Biletnikoff Award winner and 2-time first-team All-American, still holds 6 Georgia Tech records, including career touchdown receptions with 28 and career receiving yards with 2,927. He was a 3-time first-team All-ACC pick, earning 2006 ACC Player of the Year and 2004 ACC Rookie of the Year honors. He just retired from the NFL in 2016 after 9 years with the Detroit Lions. Calvin Johnson was a beast. Like, I remember when he played at Georgia Tech, and my man, Waterhead Walters' boy, Reggie Ball was the quarterback.
Yep.
He just had to throw it up.
Both of them were like Heisman Trophy candidates that year, too. I think Reggie was like towards the bottom of that list, but, I mean, you still made the list nonetheless.
Yeah, no disrespect to Reggie Ball, but he just had to throw it up.